What's going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you are new to the channel, just know I make daily Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video we're going to talk about how Miles Bridges pled not guilty, and really more so about the Charlotte Hornets and how they're handling the situation. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, I don't know if anyone saw my pinned comment on one of my videos, but I've been sick. That's why I haven't made 2 videos in the last 2 days. So yeah, daily content, but it hasn't been daily lately because I was sick and didn't have the energy to, but I'm back. And yeah, and today basically Miles Bridges pled not guilty, so basically we just wait. So he has put the team in limbo once again. Well, I wouldn't say once again, we've been in limbo. He just put us deeper in limbo, and honestly it's driving me insane. I really just wish they would, get it over with, and that's kind of like my issue with the Charlotte Hornets. They have released 2 statements so far about Miles Bridges since what is that, June 30th, June 29th, when the initial incident happened. Well, alleged incident was what we had to say. Since the alleged incident happened, the first one was that we're aware of the things that Miles, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it was around, it was short. We're aware of the situation going on with Miles Bridges. And that was it. And then a month later, well, a little less than a month later, basically yesterday, when Woj said that Miles Bridges is facing 3 felony charges, the Charlotte Hornets once again were basically just saying we're aware of the charges against Miles Bridges and we're monitoring the situation. Now, some people are like, what else do you want them to say? And you're 100% right. What else do you want them to say? Because they can't, pick a side of the fence. They can't do this. There are certain things they can't do because of legal reasons. I get it. However, let's talk about the offseason then. You can say that the stuff with Miles Bridges is holding you up. You can say the alleged incident is something that the Charlotte Hornets don't condone. These are things you can say. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so I always say, like, I'm not something. So if there's somebody out there who is a lawyer or who knows the law better than I do, please let me know down in the comment section below. I have no problem being wrong. Whole point of this channel is for us to create dialogue, which I'm going to get to everybody's comments that I missed while I was sick. But anyway, whole point of this channel is to create dialogue about basketball, especially about the Charlotte Hornets. So please correct me if I'm wrong. But these are things you can say. I know that we need a backup point guard. It doesn't take a genius to know that we need a backup point guard. Yet, you have not went out and signed one. I get that the Miles Bridges situation is stopping you from being able to really get free agents and things like that. Maybe you're trying to figure out the direction of the team. That's fine. But come out and say that. One thing I do not like about his team is that when stuff happens, they do not like to explain themselves. Like after the season, Mitch Kupchak took forever to come and speak to the public about anything after the season. So 2 years ago, get blown out by Indiana in a play-in game. He rants all that offseason that, oh, this team's gonna make the playoffs, this team's gonna make the playoffs, this team's gonna make the playoffs. We end right back in the play-in. Granted, a much better season. The East just ended up getting a lot better, and teams like the Cavs ended up being like a lot better. That's just one team. Oh, and Raptors and Cavs both exceeded expectations. I get it. Those things happen. I wish we got better, but I get it. Those things happen. However, we didn't make playoffs, get blown out by the Hawks. Mitch Kupchak takes forever, fired coach, takes forever to even speak to the press. It's so frustrating, and I don't know if it's an old school thing because I wasn't around in the 80s and I was really young in the 90s. So, I was born in 96. So if anybody who was around knew how teams handled media back then, if this is similar to how they would handle media back then, then let me know, because I really would want to know. But this is just ridiculous at this point because of the fact that I get the whole Miles Bridges situation. Trust me, I understand. It is not easy for any team to go out here and try to make franchise-altering moves. And the reason I say franchise-altering is because this is just supposed to be a big season for us. So it's not easy for you to go make franchise-altering moves when your second best player may not play basketball again, or your second best player may be suspended a quarter of the games, or maybe half the games. We don't know. We don't know, but it's just, I get it. That can't be easy. However, we need a backup point guard, whether Miles is on the team or Miles is not the team. If Miles is on the team, Our point guards are still LaMelo / maybe you want to throw Terry Rozier in there because we know for a fact James Bouknight, at least right now, is not ready to play backup point guard. That has nothing to do with Miles, that position. And notice I didn't say his name when it comes to the point guard position. That's something we need. All right, we got to upgrade over center. However, it is a rookie, so to ask him to be the savior, you can't do that. Maybe you don't need another starting center, but maybe you just need a good quality backup. Haven't done that either. So it's just really frustrating that this team, the front office just continues to just undermine like the Hornets. They just feel like they can say whatever and then just throw it in our face, drop the mic, and then leave. And then come back after their plan that they preached us and spoon fed us that, oh, this is gonna work, this is gonna work. Because they're still saying that this is a playoff team. And they're saying that while Miles currently, he's technically not on the team because he's a free agent, even though he's a restricted free agent, if I'm understanding correctly. So you're still saying this is a playoff team when we don't even know if he's going to even be able to play. And you're not, I'm sorry, I know. I say it in the comments all the time. People say, you just got, PJ's going to step up, which I want to have a video about that. I'm sorry, that's just not going to cut it. It's really not. If anything, we're going to be back in the same exact spot. Steve Clifford, to me, is a better X and O's coach than Borrego. I do hope LaMelo takes a jump. I do hope PJ Washington takes a jump. I do hope that Terry Rozier is going to have to take a jump. I do hope Mark Williams is a better first-year center that we're expecting. I do hope that James Bouknight and Kai Jones can provide helpful minutes. And I do hope Bryce McAllis can get in there and maybe do some like end-of-the-bench scoring. And then guys like Jalen McDaniels and Cody Martin do their thing as well. But did you notice how many times I said I do hope? It's a lot of, you had to hope for 10 players. And 9 times out of 10, that's not going to work for you when it takes, at least out of those 10, at least 4, maybe 5 need to take a jump. Because think about it, Miles, okay, let's say Miles doesn't play. You're covering for 20 points per game. And while he wasn't the world's best defender, he wasn't horrible. So you're covering for 20, and then you want to throw in like plus minus, 20 points a game basically is what you're trying to cover for. So between 5 players, you need to make up for 20 points. Now, that doesn't sound hard because it's like you got LaMelo. He can go up 4. But LaMelo is a playmaker. Granted, we know he can shoot. We know he can get to the basketball. He's not the best at finishing. We do hope he gets better at finishing at the rim. But that's not his game. You're at this point, you're forcing him to do something that he's not really, that's not what he does. Yes, he needs to improve. I'm not saying he never needs to work on scoring because that would be ridiculous. But you're asking him to become a scorer when that's not what he does. He's a facilitator. He's a playmaker. So let him playmate. So you got to get him players to playmate. Even if you replace Miles Bridges okay, this is the thing. There's no way, I don't care what happens, there's no way Miles Bridges is not going to be suspended at least 20 games. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of it. There's no way. So what you need to do is a contingency plan. You need something there until he at least comes back. If he comes back, I personally there's just no place for it, but that's just me. I know some people disagree, but to me there's no place for it. But let's say he does come back. He's going to miss 20 games. You need someone to put there in that 20 games, even if it's someone on a small deal to just come in and just shoot. That's good for a playmaker. That's good for a young playmaker that he can drive in, because we know LaMelo has the ability to get to the basket. So he can drive in, kick it out, boom. Just get him a 38% shooter from the three-point line. 40 would be nice, but I'll take 38 because I know it's the Hornets and it's hard and we're at the end of free agency. It's just, these are the type of things that are so frustrating because the front office just keeps spoon-feeding everybody what they know is lies, to be honest with you. They know that it's not enough. And then what happens is people believe it's enough, and I don't blame them for believing because you want the team to do well. There's nothing wrong with believing what they say because you want them to do well. Personally, I want them to do well, but I'm tired of them telling me what's good when I know it's not. Because I mean, you just have to hope so many players get so much better, and I just don't see it. Like Gordon Hayward. I think a healthy Gordon Hayward with the rest of this team, it could fight for a play-in spot, and then maybe we'll finally do well in the play-in. But 1, tired of the play-in. 2, can I really rely on Gordon Hayward anymore? No, I cannot. So it's just, That's why I personally, it would just hurt less. I know I say it all the time that we should kind of like build down real quick to build back up, and some people don't want to do that, understandably so. It would just hurt less than trying to go out there with the half-butt team we have and try to win when I know it's not enough. Not because talent-wise, you're just asking too much of guys like PJ, who's been on the bench, off the bench, on the bench, off the bench, on the bench, off the bench, to be, all right, now you need to turn to a 20-point scorer. And then you got Gordon Hayward, who can barely stay healthy. All right, we need you to be a 20-point scorer. All right, James Bouknight, who barely got any run and basically got kicked off the team last year and sent in the G League. Yeah, we need you to score 10, 15 points a game. Kai Jones, you know what I'm saying? You get the pattern here. I just feel like it's too much to ask for a lot of guys. It really is. Like, you're asking LaMelo to go up 4 points, which isn't easy. Like, I know it sounds easy, but it's not easy to do that efficiently. You know what I mean? He can score 4 more points. Sure, just take more shots. There will be more shots to take if Miles is not on the team. It's just a lot easier said than done. You know what I mean? So it's just frustrating and that's just talking about the actual like team. That's not talking about like the whole Miles situation in general. It's just like, I get it that it may not be easy to talk about, but you got to give us something instead of these short blanketed statements of we're monitoring it. I get it. We're all monitoring it. But you got to give us something, because you're just saying we're monitoring it, but we're not addressing anything about the point guard position. We're not addressing anything about the center position. Steve Clifford has done a great job between his coverage at Summer League, between the pod, like the Woj pod he did recently. He's done a great job just talking about what he plans to bring to this team, what he look forward to bring to the team. I like that. And he's not giving too much. Like, he's done all this without talking about Miles. So, hey, there's a pathway. Just follow what he's doing, because he's doing a great job. But I don't know. The front office just seems like they don't want to do any of that stuff. They just want to give us the whole we're monitoring the situation and leave it be. And it's just really frustrating, because this offseason was supposed to be so big, and they know it was supposed to be big. And I get it. But don't have any shame of walking it back. No one saw this happening, but pretending it didn't happen and kind of just saying, well, we're monitoring the situation. Okay, well then talk about why we can't make these moves, because as of right now, I don't understand why we can't make the moves, to be honest. I don't understand why we can't at least get a backup point guard. I don't. Especially how you let all the good backup point guards go. If you want to say, hey, we tried to get DeLon right, he just priced out, fine. Hey, okay. But don't do this whole, you're going to say we're monitoring the situation and then not talk about the offseason at all. And that's what makes me angry about the initial we're monitoring the situation, because we don't hear anything else outside of that. That's why it's frustrating. The only time we hear from them is when it's in their monitoring situation. So we need more than that if you want us to believe anything you're telling us about this upcoming season. But anyway, I'm getting out of breath, because like I said, I'm still getting my energy back. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. The support has been crazy. I'm going to respond to all comments. Like I said, that's just something that matters to me a lot on this channel, is just be able to create that dialogue and talk basketball with everybody. So I'm definitely going to do that. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.